practice your writing whenever you have time because, as I said, like calligraphy is art. So yeah. This is our lesson schedule of what we're going to go over each week. So this is today.
Yeah. So today's just really an introduction, and we'll demonstrate and like show you some things. But then the next few lessons, like we'll teach you a little bit more, you know, build on what we've learned, and yeah, you can just come when you have time. And yeah, if there's something you guys want to learn specifically, you should tell us or type in the chat or whatever, and we would be happy to try to figure out how to teach it to you. So yeah. Okay, so back to what is calligraphy exactly. So a lot of people think calligraphy is cursive, and like I'm not sure if anybody's actually learned cursive in school. I did, but I was like taught not to do cursive. Oh, you can't use your pen, and oh, your letters have to look exactly like this. And I didn't really like it. You can see kind of it's talking about it kind of messes with me, and I don't really. It's hard to read too. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But then calligraphy is different because you can really like pick up your pen in between. You don't have to do all in one go. You can like customize it to do what you want. There's really no rules. Like, like my letters will look different than your letters, and that's okay. But then, yeah, the main thing here is you might be able to see in the PowerPoint. Some parts of the letter are thicker, and some of them are thinner, and that's just what makes calligraphy look cool and fancy. And yeah, so that's one of the main differences between calligraphy and cursive.
Okay, so another thing about calligraphy is that like when you're writing cursive, right, like those doctor's handwriting, you go really, really fast. But for calligraphy, you actually like take a decent amount of time to make like your letters smooth, you pick it up and then make your next letter. So yes, when you're just beginning, you do want to like take a few seconds for like each letter and stuff. And yeah, I'll repeat.
And one more thing is, a lot of people think you need to have really fancy pens to do calligraphy. So maybe now is a good time to show you. Okay, I'm a little bit obsessed with pens, and this is my collection. I have a lot of pens here, but I honestly don't think I need all of these pens, and I kind of wish I hadn't bought them all at the beginning because I ruined a few of them and didn't even know what I was doing, you know. So you really don't need all of that. You can, like in this lesson, we'll show you how to do. I don't know if you want to give away with my whole but yeah. In this lesson we'll show you how to do calligraphy with just like a pencil or like a pen or like really anything. You don't need anything fancy. But if you want to buy fancy pens, that's also fine because I understand fancy pens.
Yeah, so like since calligraphy is art, like you can have like a bunch of fancy supplies, but like even if you just use a pencil or a pen or anything, you can still make really pretty letters. Yeah. That's
with like most art forms, it's probably like a way for you to do things without buying expensive things, and especially if you're just starting out, it's probably more worth your while to just start with like a pencil, and then you can build your way up and get a little collection going like I have.
Okay. So this is like the calligraphy you can do with pencils. Jaelyn actually wrote this. Yes, very pretty, right?
And yeah, so that's just more demonstration. You don't need like, there's like fountain pens and brush pens, and you don't really need that. If you want to just start, you can just start with a pencil and make it look like that. If you think that looks good, maybe you don't, in which case you wouldn't want to do that, but that's okay. I'm not very good at advertising myself.
Okay, so the steps to making like calligraphy with a pencil or pen goes like this. First of all, you would like write out your pretty letters, and then you would add like we're gonna teach this in the second lesson, but you would add like the bigger downstrokes, and then you would color it in or like do whatever else with it. And yeah, that's the really basic essentials of it. And like, that's what we're gonna do.
Wait, can you go back?
Yeah, go back, yes.
Okay, so like here you can see like I'm not like you'd probably be able to understand you could write something like that with any sort of pen or any sort of like utensil, and you don't need anything fancy because you can just like you're going in and manually making parts of it thicker and parts of it thinner, and so then you can really just use anything. Yeah, so I think that's something that's really cool about calligraphy is you can do it like however you'd like and use whatever materials you'd like and do whatever you want, because really this is just for you to have fun. So
okay, this is the time that Jaelyn's gonna demonstrate. I added all of these, so please read it. Yes.
Slide. Okay, so I just wanted to show you like how I would do this with any sort of pen or pencil. Let me find a pencil. And let me try to flip my camera so that this isn't work. I don't know how
You can take a pencil right now and follow along like I am.
Oh, this
And you could
is
see it,
okay,
yes.
Okay. Maybe I should figure this out a bit. But can you see this well enough? If I were to write something here, can you see that?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. This isn't.
can you like make it so that you see it the right way?
I'm trying to make it so you can see it the right way.
Oh, how do you screen share? Like you have to pin Jaelyn's camera right now so you can see what she's doing.
Okay. I'm actually gonna join on my phone real quick, just because I think it's gonna be hard for you to see it from this angle because it's not close enough up. And then hopefully we'll be able to do this again.
Okay, so today's gonna be the very basics, right? Oh, I'm presenting now. What to take away from this lesson is that we're gonna start with like how to actually write the words themselves, and then next lesson we're gonna like kind of shift over to like calligraphy and make it like all fancy and pretty. So as we said in the earlier slides, the basics of calligraphy is that your letters are all like kind of like interlinked with each other, and that your downstrokes are thicker than your upstrokes. So you would press hard when you're going down, and you would like lift your pencil when you're going up.
Okay, can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Can you hear me somewhat?
Wait, I should stop presenting so that we can see your screen.
Okay, I hope this is actually working.
Does everyone want to like pin Jaelyn? If you can like do that.
I'm able to. I don't know what I'm doing.
Like
Okay.
everyone should be able to like individually pin you.
Oh, like okay. Individually, if you would like to see this beautiful image of my hand waving on a piece of paper, that's what you can pin to see up close what I'm doing. So I'm using a pencil, and I'm just gonna write like the word hello. And bear with me because I'm holding my phone in one hand and I'm writing with a pencil. Can you see that? I'm not sure what this camera quality is like. Okay, so I just start with a word that I just sketch out like that. And as you can see, it's really just like the word, but kind of like scripty. And this is where it can be like everybody has a different style and you can make it look different. I can show you some different styles later. And then I'm gonna go through and make all the downstrokes. So like where you would like when your pencil physically goes down, that's where it's going. I'm making it thicker. So I'm just making like these little lines beside it like this. I really hope you guys can see this. And so then you can see here we've got this cool little like effect where it's kind of like outline, and that's like just like the first basic step, and then we can go
Okay,
in.
we should start with like how to write the letters themselves, you know? So basically how you write the letter is you make them loopy. And so you would start for every single word, right? You would start with an upstroke, and you would kind of like I'm not sure if you've seen like if you guys have done cursive in elementary or not, but it's kind of like that as in like the words are connected and you do make them loopy, but except it's like pretty. We're gonna have like templates that Jaelyn made later of like what each letter should look like, so you guys can go and look at that.
This says
And yeah,
hello. I really don't know how well you can see this, but that says hello. And so then you can see how you'd be able to do this with like any sort of material. Like you could take any pen on my collection and do that. And I can also show you. I was supposed to say. Oh, go back. Sorry. I have these little like. Just drop things on the floor. We're all good. I have like these little templates that can help to learn calligraphy because often I feel like at the beginning it's just a little hard because you don't know like what it's supposed to look like. So this could help. So for example, here I have my H's. So I could practice just writing an H like this. I could just trace it here. And
how are we
then I
gonna
could go in and then make the downstrokes thicker. So yeah, this like I feel like this might be a little bit helpful just so you can understand what the letters should somewhat look like once you're done. So then, as you can see over here, I continued through and did it again. So yeah. And
So if you want to think of it this way, it's just like learning every single letter, and then whatever word you need, you just take that letter and then put it in, and then the next one, and then yeah. And you should lift your pencil up for each word. So as you write like a K or something, you can lift it up and then write your next letter and keep going.
Yeah. So, and then on these things too, again, I really have no idea how good this camera is, but there's little arrows and it'll help guide you so you know like what, like to make a J you should go like this and not like backwards or something. I mean, you can try to do it backwards, you might just struggle a little bit. So yeah, then you can just practice. You can do the basic and then you go in and add the thick downstroke and color it in. And yeah, so
okay. One thing I did want to add was that people like everybody has their own, like once you start doing, you will have your own calligraphy style, and so you'll write the letter that way, but there'll be like different like ups and downs, and like, but that's like up to you, right? Whatever way you think is pretty, and like it's that letter, that's calligraphy. Do you know how you're gonna share? I'm going to.
Yes, so I'm not exactly sure how. So I have these worksheet things that I can send to you guys, but I'm not sure what emails, or if you want it through email or something else, because with the Google Form thing, I'm a little confused with how it works. But yeah, if you guys would be interested in these worksheets, then I might be able to help you follow along. I could, I can just make a Google Doc and then like share the link in here. Would that work too? I don't know. Yeah, I can just send it to each of your emails.
Because you guys all like make sure that you've all signed up under the calligraphy classic interest one, and then we'll take all those emails and then send them all out.
Oh yeah, and I guess the email that we sent this link to this class, that if that email is okay, like the same, we'll send the worksheets to that same email. So if you need to change your email, then you should let somebody know.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just practice for a bit of what we went over. I don't know.
Well, okay. If anybody has any questions, I can try to answer your questions. I will also I can just demonstrate a little bit more. I think one more thing, we'll get to this in this course, but I'm not sure if you understood. So when I was doing these letters, I just like did a letter like this, and then I made the downstrokes thicker. But another way of doing calligraphy, and this is how you normally do brush calligraphy, is you just, when you're writing, you make the downstroke thicker by pressing harder with your hand. So here I'm just using like a Crayola marker, and because the Crayola marker has like a thin, like the thin point and the thicker side, then I'm able to make my letters thicker on the downstroke like this. And so that's just something that comes with like practice and muscle memory. Like now I just have it in my muscle memory that whenever I write down, I push harder. That's just something that I've learned to do. So eventually that'll come naturally. But for now, you can also just start with that. You can just write your normal letter and then go on. I'm laughing at how bad a teacher I am.
Okay, so right now we planned a bit of a like practice time for you guys to like try them out. And what we're gonna do in this time is I want to write some of you guys' names because that's fun, right?